I'm Noel with Noel's Frags, and in case you don't recognize me, I'm the guy who went out to get cigarettes. A lot's changed since I've been gone. Now all I shoot is really wide videos. I was kind of joking about doing the wide angle for the whole video, but I'm kind of digging it. Look, so much room for activities. I haven't been around for a while. I've said it before, work keeps me very busy, and I don't always get to talk about fragrances with everyone. Believe it or not, I actually talk to work people about fragrances, so it's not as fulfilling. I don't just get to ramble on about it. They're usually just kind of like, and just like back up until they don't have to hear me anymore. But not you guys. You guys, all 5 of you. So, since I don't really have a lot to say, I'm just gonna kind of breeze through a list, a little summer banger list, some cheap fragrances. Like these are, I don't know, usually roughly $20, give or take. So I'll go through, I think I got 8 of them. I'll just give like a brief description. We're not gonna go crazy. This is training wheels video. First one back in a while. So we're just gonna, first up is, I would call it cheapy, a knockoff, a clone, I guess. I don't know. It's not really a clone because they don't say our impression of. But this is Caribbean Joe, and the fragrance is Caribbean Joe. Caribbean Joe's the house, Caribbean Joe's the fragrance. And this is straight up a nice, cheap, $15 version of Green Irish Tweed. Yeah, Creed's flagship, I don't know about flagship, famous fragrance from the 80s. Cool Water is quite similar. This is not like Cool Water. This isn't quite as aquatic. This is more like Green Irish Tweed. But yeah, straight up, longevity is pretty good. Check it out. It's worth a go for $15. It's like, worst case, you can give it to someone for free. 2006 release from the House of Cody. This is Stetson Black. My boy turned me on to this, Joey Cannoli. I'll link his channel in the description. Wild man, fragrance connoisseur, and all around playboy. Don't tell his girl I said that, but you should see what he does in a VIP room. I'm just saying. This is very watery, very, not aquatic, more so just like watery. On their website, they list like suede, and I can kind of see it. It's like a watered down suede, maybe almost like a tinge of violet or something in there. They say it's woody. I don't really get the woods. It's a touch generic, but like honestly, it's a very appealing scent. It's very simple. It's very, it plays. You know what I mean? It plays. It'll probably pull a compliment or something. It's a very approachable fragrance for people of all, across the board, older people, younger people, because it's got a little bit of masculinity to where it'll skew older, and then it's also fresh enough to where, like, if you're younger, you could still probably pull it off. A little dated. It definitely smells like the 2000s, but a few things on this list do, and I wore a lot of fragrances in the 2000s, so let's, we'll be okay. We'll make it through. Stetson Black from Cody. Speaking of fragrances from the 2000s, I think this is more recent than that, but it smells like the 2000s. This is Blue, Cedar, and Cypress from Creme de la Creme. I don't know. They got a lot of body washes. They even have some fragrances that kind of remind people of other fragrances. Well, this one reminds me of Abercrombie Fierce and the drug cocaine. This is my teens right here. This is just a lot of fierce and cocaine. I'm just kidding. I've never done drugs. Ever. Under any circumstance. But yeah, this is definitely a unique smelling fragrance. It'll work in the heat. And really, like it, once again, $20, not bad at all. Check it out. Blue Cedar and Cypress. It's fresh. It really reminds me of Fierce, and there is a little note of something else in there. This one has been kicking around my collection for some time. In Antonio Banderas Blue Seduction. The last bottle I had of this actually went bad because I had it for a really long time, probably the year it came out. But this is a very aquatic melon. And I don't mean watermelon. It's just a very masculine, airy fragrance. It kind of reminds me of like Versace Man Eau Fresh. Yeah, that's it. It reminds me of Versace Man Eau Fresh. Very similar fragrances. This is a little more melony, I would say. But yeah, cheap, spray it on, lasts a good, 4 hours. It's hot, you don't really want to choke anyone out. It's clean enough, and it's not gonna, I don't think it'll overwhelm. It's a little sweet, not too sweet. Yeah, Blue Seduction, Antonio Banderas. I don't really like this one, but if you enjoy sandalwood, you'll probably enjoy it. I think this is CH Sport from Carolina Herrera. I think I got it for like $20 at one of the like Marshalls or something. It's a fresh sandalwood, but I don't really like sandalwood. Like sandalwood is very prominent in this. Not a huge fan of sandalwood. It comes off too soapy to me, which is weird because it's supposed to be like woody, but it's very soapy to my nose. But if you enjoy, look at the juice, it's very blue. If you enjoy fresh sandalwood, this will be a good summer fragrance for you. Carolina Herrera Sport, CH Men Sport, I think is what it is. CH Men Sport. There's a theme here. So this one's kind of a twofer. Chrome and Chrome Sport. These came in at the tail end, maybe the early 2010s, late 2000s, I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. I'm sorry. I didn't do my research. I told you, training wheels video. But this is a very metallic line, just like the name. These are from Azzaro. Not expensive for like the smaller. I think this is a 50, this is a 30. I have too many fragrances as it is. I've started getting smaller and smaller bottles, so maybe I'll actually use them. And it's not a huge investment if I do want to try something. It's it's only 30 mils. So these are metallic, just like the name implies. Chrome Sport goes with your typical sporty move, I guess. They citrus it up. It's more citrusy, but you still have that underlying metallic aspect to it. And Chrome is just a very, I don't even know, like maybe some sort of botanicals, some sort of herbs, but yeah, it just has this funky metal smell to it. And I smelled it on someone in a restaurant. We were standing in line, like waiting for our food, and I was like, "Man, you smell really good." And he told me it was Chrome. That was some years ago. And I actually didn't get this bottle until recently. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell him. He'll be like, "Why did you even ask if you weren't gonna get it?" So, if you just want something fresh, kind of unique. I feel like this doesn't really circulate as much. Like, not as many people wear this nowadays. There's just so much out there that older stuff kind of gets thrown to the back of the shelf, passed over. So if you want a citrusy metallic, go with the Chrome Sport, or just get something kind of interesting that won't drive you crazy in the heat. Chrome. Okay. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but I have. Can you see it? Wrong hand. Over here are some. Oh wait, no, it was the right hand. I got some Star Trek fragrances. I think I talked about it in a video. I'm kind of a nerd, like Star Trek. Those are a little harder to find, a little more expensive. This, on the other hand, there's a whole line that's like right around $20. This one is called Red Shirt, and it is. Hold on, where's the box? Red Shirt. Wing. So I haven't smelled all of the fragrance Jupe's flankers, but if I had, I imagine this smells like one of them. It's a very sweet DNA, but there's like an underlying sandalwood. It's a little fresher than regular Jupe, which could get cloying super fast in the summer. but it's very fruity. It's a little on the heavier side as far as all of these like summer fragrances go. But I just thought it was fucking fun, and so we're gonna talk about it. Yeah, once again, $20 gets you like 100 ml. I think they stole the Versace bottle. The cap is oblong though. I lost it. The cap is not a circle. I haven't had a Versace bottle in a long time, but I'm pretty sure the cap was a circle. So they stole the bottle, didn't quite make off with the cap. It's got a little Star Trek insignia there. All right, that's enough nerding out. So if you want something fruity, kind of Jupe-esque, Jupe in and of itself isn't that expensive. So if you're not a nerd, just go with Jupe. But if you kind of are a nerd, check out Star Trek Red Shirt. And they have some other fragrances. I just haven't bit the bullet, and I don't know what I would do with like $300, like not $300, 300 mils of Star Trek fragrances that I would just buy for the novelty of the bottle. So, I don't know if I could justify it. Taking up space on the shelf. Maybe I'll buy them all, do a little video, and just give them away. I don't know. We'll see. Star Trek Red Shirt. So, don't laugh at this one, because it's kind of silly. Axe, ginger and iced musk. Or iced musk and ginger. It's kind of like an errand running fragrance. So it's a pump, not like a hold, and it's not like a pressurized can. But yeah, it smells like the name. It really does smell like a fresh, a very clean musk with some ginger. It's a little synthetic, but it's a good summer fragrance. Like honestly, cheap as hell. Like I want to say it's like $6 or something for this. It's been a minute. I don't know if you can hear. It's about half full. So yeah, sometimes I spray it in my shoes. If they start to stink, I'm just gonna, you know, like a bowling alley. But yeah, Axe, iced musk and ginger. It's been so long since I've done a video, I can't even speak properly anymore. This one's probably gonna be more for my 30 and up crowd. If you're a ballsy younger person, be my guest, give it a go. But Homme L'Eau. This is a fresher take on like Azzaro Pour Homme. And it really is. It's just that. It's like they dial back some of the moss and some of the like the kind of just manly. It's Azzaro Pour Homme is a very much 80s fragrance, and this still has that DNA, but it's just freshened and brightened up with some citrus and stuff, and those aspects are toned down. I like it. I haven't had it too long, but I really enjoy. I've been getting hella into barbershops recently. I have a whole bunch. I'll do a video on that, but yeah. So just if you want something fresher, you know, still kind of, honestly, it's pretty masculine. That's not to say not anyone can wear it, you know, whatever your preference is, but this is, I would say, skews masculine, skews a little older. But hey, if you like mossy stuff with citrus, give it a go. Azzaro Pour Homme L'Eau. Hello. And this last one is the OG. This is like the cologne. It's super old. I forget how many years old it is, but it's been around forever. 4711. And you can just drown yourself in this stuff, bud. Make sure to have a life preserver, because you just spray it all over you. It doesn't last super long. This is probably one of the most poor performing fragrances, but it smells so good. It's very fresh, citrusy, and like has this herbal aspect to it. I took a picture of it next to a basil plant because it kind of has basil in it, and it was great. Maybe I'll find it. So with all this room for activities, I could look. There's the basil plant picture. We'll see. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe that'll just get on the cutting room floor. Who knows? I think that was all 8 fragrances. Yeah, so just closing it out with 4711. These fragrances are all very cheap, fun to wear, it's not a huge investment. Worst case, you don't like it, give it to a friend. Give it to your enemy. If you really hate it, like give it to your enemy and be like, oh, this doesn't smell good. There you go. If you enjoyed this video, throw me a like or subscribe to see more content. And as always, thank you so much for watching.